Hey fellas, how you doing? It is Wednesday the 18th. It's in the afternoon and I just had a couple of guys um, who are, I don't know if you know much about the military, so I'm going to hopefully not painfully explain it. They are actually, the three of them are actually tier one operators. Now, a lot of people know about the SEALs. I don't think a lot of people actually understand who the group Delta Force is. Now, I tried out 3 times for Delta Force, and yes, McVee was, anyways. But he and I were both young men back then. Anyways, let me just get to the point. There are a lot of people out there who do not have a realistic concept of war. I cannot tell you what it feels like to get shelled, and that's called indirect fire, or to have a rocket. Back in the first Gulf War, it was called a Scud dropped on you. I cannot tell you how painful, and that people lose control of their bowels, pee and poop on themselves. Guys who were, anyways, I have seen war on an industrial scale in El Salvador and Guatemala and Nicaragua. Those were, I remember battling on the Darien province, the M19 in Peru. It was called the Sendero Luminoso and the Tupac Amaru. I remember, you can look this up, and I don't care if you look it up or not. It's called Operation Blast Furnace. It is when we dealt with the UMAPAR, which is, we were blowing up cocaine factories until they kicked us out. That's the very first time in my life I heard the word plata o plomo. Now, this is back in the 80s. Now, since then, I've been to Africa a few times. I've been to the Middle East a few times. I've been to Asia a few times. I cannot tell you the things they will never show you, the smells you can never get rid of. I stay home most of the time. For me, I do my push-ups, I do my sit-ups, I lift weights, I do my gun drills, I do all my stuff, and I don't bother anybody. 3 times a week I go out and I help people drill with jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, and all that kind of stuff, and I help with using a knife, a pistol, and a rifle. Anyways, all just practical close quarters combat is what it's called. Anyways, doesn't fucking matter. Am I a ninja? No, no, no. I was an EOD guy. You almost said it. Anyways, I was also in SIED unit, and I worked with Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. I worked with EG&G, SAIC, EG&G, SAIC, as well as DOE, and that doing spooky shit all over the planet. I was also at the White House. Anyways, don't fucking matter. I hope and I pray that we never experience the wars we export to other countries. It is difficult to be honest with you guys about what really happens. I will tell you this. No, I can't. I have to wait 2.5 more years before three of the non-disclosure agreements I signed. And when they give them to you, they give you a 14 by 8.5 inch long paper, and you initial here and here, and there's a military intelligence officer and a judge advocate general officer in there. And I've always asked for atomic energy. Hey, it doesn't fucking matter. You read in and read out of programs. I don't want to see war come to the United States. I hope none of you ever get to see war on an industrial scale. It is past horrific. The thing I can't tell you is about the smells. I cannot tell you what it's like to see a bloated human body, or animals, or dogs and cats, and buildings collapsed on top of people. Now, when you're watching it on TV, it seems like it's a video game. God help us if that shit comes to us. Praise God that we have two oceans between us and our enemies. These young men are on their way back across. Anyways, I would never tell you that I was a tier 1 guy. I was in what's called the support cell. I was never a shooter. I was never a knuckle dragger. I was never a heartbreaker, life taker. I was never one of those guys. I was the guys that would come over and they'd go, "Hey, is this what we're looking for?" And I'd go, "Jesus Christ, oh my God, yes! Please set that the fuck down." Anyway, anyways, I don't want to get into it too much, but you don't ever in your life, and I hope none of you have to experience what it is to get shelled, to get rocketed, to have the building you're sitting in start coming apart and collapsing on top of you. The disorientation of a blast where you can't hear, and your ears, your eyes, your ears have fluid coming out of them, your nose has shit coming out of them, your eyes are tearing, and somebody's talking to you, and it's like, "Are you okay?" And you have to ask yourself sometimes, what's all of this for? So that the country of Iran doesn't get a hold of a nuclear weapon. Now, I don't pretend. I'm trying not to be upset. But here's the backside of it. I did all of that stuff. I don't know if you know what helo casting is, jumping on a helicopter. Anyways, I did all that stupid shit because at the time I was in, the tier 1 guys didn't have EOD support, and I was in great shape. Anyway, doesn't fucking matter. I don't want to see that shit come to the United States. I was under the impression that if I voted for Donald Trump, we wouldn't be getting into these wars. The amount of death and destruction, let's just hope it stays over there and never comes here. You don't ever want to see that. You don't ever, I can tell you. Anyways, that's enough for me. I thought we were done with these fucking wars. I thought we were going after the fucking cartels and the CCP and them sending us fentanyl. And now all of a sudden Iran is enemy number 1? As I get older, my biggest gripe with all of this is, and I'll be blunt, the fucking people that send us off to war have no fucking skin in the game. God bless you, Trump. And God bless you and all of your family and Vance and all of you guys. But you don't have anybody fucking serving in the military. Donald Trump, you don't have anybody on the front lines. You don't have any of your family in the military. And because you went to a military school, let me just fucking stop. I voted for you. I'm trying to support you. But what the fuck is going on? We don't deserve this. You know what? Let me stop. I'm going to stop myself and I'm going to correct myself. And I'm going to say this. I don't know everything that's going on, so I'm going to take a whole handful of shut the fuck up. All I'm going to tell you is, my God, you do not want to be involved in a war, especially a war on industrial scale. The amount of death and dying, you can't even fucking imagine how horrible it is. It's why I don't sleep well. Anyways, that's enough for me. I hope I made my point. I would hope at my age we wouldn't still be fighting the same battles across the planet. Anyways, you know what? If this goes another 3 days, I'll probably, as ghoulish as this may sound, I may restart our Raytheon stock. But Jesus fucking Christ. I thought we weren't supposed to be getting into war. Anyways, all right. I'm going to give you my... Now we're almost done, and I'm going to give you my last little piece. These guys said that everything was fine till our 3-letter intelligence agencies found out that they're actually, the Iranians and the people in that part of the world are actually trying to kill Trump, our vice president, and the rest of those guys. And to get them to stop or deter them from that, we're going to put the thumb on them. All right? Yeah, I didn't give any names or anything out, so, all right. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you have to take care of yourselves. I'm telling you, war is not a video game, all right? Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.